Hey,
Hey Sam, how are you?
I'm good. Hold on a second. Let me just pull up a chair and get some light over here.
Yeah, yeah,
I just went down to the pool area. I don't want to wake up anybody in the house.
yeah, no worries.
All right, rock and roll. Whoa. It rained, so this chair's all wet. All right, we'll deal with that later. All right, talk to me. What's on the menu?
Hey, listen, thanks for connecting. I thought that was kind of cool. Actually, I was watching all your daily videos of walking all the time. Then I sort of jumped into your profile and saw that you had lost 70 in your little journey. So we come from similar backgrounds, I'm sure. I mean, I've been on a 12-year journey of well-being for the last 12 years. And it sounds to me from what I read about you, that you started walking and one thing led to another, and all of a sudden you started developing your skill sets as a fitness instructor or coach, and one thing just sort of led to another, and it sounds like a very similar path. So, have I got it right?
Yeah, in a nutshell, yeah.
So, so what's interesting, I think, is I was reading one of your posts the other day, and you had mentioned you were talking about quality versus quantity, and on social media, and it really kind of struck me because what I find interesting is that there's a lot of people who seem to be the same people commenting and causing all the commotion or all the action in the comment sections or in the likes. And I'm looking for new people. Like it's nothing against the people that are there, but I want to see the audience grow. And when I look at your posts, I go, okay, we got around the same number of followers. We've got around 7,500 followers. You've got a lot of engagement and you've got a lot of views on all your videos. And I'm just thinking, okay, do I have the recipe right? Because I end up, some videos I get 1,000 views on, most I get 200, 300, maybe 400 after a couple of weeks. But just trying to pick people's brains and find out what the recipe for engagement is.
Right, so there are engagement groups, right?
Yeah.
That's where you have like friends that they love your content. They want to come to your content first.
Mm-hmm.
So I share my content with a few friends.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what am I doing around that? That's literally exposing my content initially in the first half hour to hour
Yeah.
to more people, and obviously in a way where they're engaging on my stuff because you already know that if somebody likes your post, it's not going to bring as many people as a comment. A comment literally brings a lot more exposure. A
Yeah.
comment is considered a high key of engagement.
Yep.
But I also structure my post in a way where I'm a coach. So my skill as a coach is to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
My skill as a coach is not for me to tell you that I know more about the weight loss industry or health and wellness industry or micro or macronutrients than you. I'm just here to just spark a conversation. I'm using my posts. I'm sharing my curiosity with the world. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the same curiosity that I would be employing if we were talking one-on-one or in a group coaching session. So I'm literally just using the post as a question. I'm obviously giving a little type of background or whatever topic it is that I'm gonna, but I'm not coming and saying, sales tip 101 is you got to be persistent and you got to push and rejection is redirection. I'm not giving you all that stuff. I'm not claiming to be an expert. I'm just using the same curiosity as my post is. So my post is structured in a way where people are coming to the post
Mm-hmm.
and they're literally like you come to my post and I ask you a question, and if Dave doesn't answer the question, even if Dave doesn't answer the question to himself, forget about if he doesn't like the comment, or comment on the post, then Dave is going to feel like he's going to feel empty leaving the post. Or if you don't comment, you have to at least look at other people's comments to see, to make sure you walk away with something, because I leave you with a void, and that you either fill that void or somebody else is going to fill that void by you looking at other people's comments.
Mm-hmm.
So I had somebody actually help me structure my approach, and he told me that If you keep this approach going, you're going to disrupt your industry because nobody's doing that, and it's original, and nobody could replicate it. Nobody could replicate you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on the post itself. Now around the post,
mm-hmm.
my engagement, now I'm getting a little more sophisticated with you. In your bank account, you can't withdraw without making a deposit.
Mm-hmm.
On the platform, you making a deposit is you engaging on other people's posts.
Mm-hmm.
If you post and you expect engagement to come, it's not going to come so fast. It's going to take time. How can it come faster? Is if literally you engage before you post. Because the way it works is when you engage on somebody else's post, the second they go back to their feed and you've posted in between that time or in general, your post becomes a priority and their feed at the top of their feed when they go to their feed. Why? Because it's something called digital karma. And the digital karma is that LinkedIn wants you to pay back. LinkedIn wants to give you an opportunity, wants to give the other person the opportunity, the chance to pay you back for what you gave to them. So now you're going to ask me, am I posting every day? No, I'm not posting every day. You know why? Because when I post, I'm literally taking attention from the platform. And I would rather give than take. But guess what? I'm also strategically aligning myself for a lot more exposure through my comments than through my post. Because guess what? If I'm hitting Shay Rowbottom's post and she has between 5 to 60,000 people going on her post a day in a video,
mm-hmm.
those people are going to read my comments. Some of those people. So my comment is literally a handshake. It's literally me giving out a business card and me being like, this is my name. This is what I do. My comment is a paper trail or a breadcrumb trail back to my profile as a mindset coach or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. My comment is literally sparking an awareness of, look at how I look at things.
So how many comments a day do you say you post? I'm just curious.
There's no goal. There's no goal. Some days it'll be 100 likes because if the content doesn't resonate with me, or if I feel like the content is being regurgitated and I literally commented the same thing on yesterday, I'm not, some days I'm on empty. Some days I'm like, you know what? There's no content for me. I think I'm just going to post because I want to keep myself busy.
Mm-hmm. And
because you see the way I engage on my own post. Now, remember, every single comment on your post, re-recording, you're good, you have this. Every single comment on your post is literally a conversation, is literally a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So you commenting on the comments on your post is important. It's literally, each one is now. So I engage, right now, I used to post every single day. That was in the beginning. I was making a lot more content. And obviously, I right now have a lot more thorough engagement, quality engagement. Like the comments that are coming, I'm not forcing those people to comment. If you want to know what a forced comment is, a forced comment is like, oh, great share, brilliant post.
Yeah.
I asked you a question. What are you telling me? Brilliant post. That's generic engagement. It's not organic. Organic means the person writes, loved your post. I really think the difference between intuition and intellect or analysis is that the heart usually should be ruling only after the intellect has been, microscopically, critically analyzed, whatever. I'm just making up a comment.
Yep. No, I agree. I agree 1,000%. And so one of the things
you could see this on other influencers. When you see somebody write a comment like great post, that's generic. A bot could literally spit that out.
Yeah.
So people are actually coming to me because I'm asking them a question. Now, before I post, I'm hitting a lot of posts on my feed. I'm going to my feed. I'm literally hitting a lot of posts, commenting and liking a bunch of stuff. Why? Not only am I commenting because I'm commenting and liking because I'm giving, but also because I want those people to see my post when I actually do post a few minutes later. Mm-hmm. And guess what? If I won't post today, I'm going to engage like crazy today. And guess what all that engagement is? It's a deposit for tomorrow's withdrawal for when I do post.
So if I understand you correctly, what you're doing, you would say you would engage and give for 30 minutes and then do your post afterwards, because that's going to send your post to the top of their newsfeed?
Yes, yes. And I'll tell
Gotcha.
you, give you an example. I have some people, some good content creators. I admire them so much. I'll get so frustrated when their post is going to show up in my feed 4 hours or 1 or 2 hours after they post it. And I'll realize, you know why that happened? Because if they're not engaging a lot, the algorithm won't put their post on my feed as a priority. Priority means on top. It's going to be a secondary. It's going to be all the way in the bottom. I'll get it much later after it's been released. My post today went viral. What does viral mean to me? Viral means to me that more my content has been exposed to more people than the connections I have, even the followers.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it's going to new territory. It's going to second and third degree people to see my content.
Mm-hmm.
That literally creates new connections. And every single comment of a outside the first degree connection, when I engage back on their comment on my post, they're like, wow, this guy actually told back to me. I want to be part of his connection. They'll reach out to me, be like, okay, fine.
So
Besides that,
at that point, do you reach out to them and connect with them? Or do you,
I'm not particular about that. If they want to follow me, they follow me. I'm not particular about actually like converting each comment into a connection. At this point, if my content resonates with you and my engagement resonates with you, by all means. I mean, I like how you were on top of actually getting me on a Zoom call, because I literally have at least 5 people that want me on their podcast, and they're all on hold because whatever.
mm-hmm.
But like a lot of these interactions, people are like, okay, we want you for content. We see how engaged you are. We see how human you are. We see how, back and forth. There's exchanges, So
I think what you've offered
so
here.
all these comments, all these engagement back and forth is literally creating connections where people either want to get on a call with me, or they want to know what I do, or they want me for collaborations, which is nothing wrong, which I love all that. Anything just to share, add awareness, and just get out there and make an impact. But there's so much more about what I can tell you about how actually only on the platform for 5 months, but there's so many things that I learned that obviously people like that people that are new to the platform, or people that want more traction and more momentum for their metrics, the work's got to be put in. And it all depends what you hear on the platform. If you're here to make relationships, engagement is king.
Yeah.
Besides the point, if you have any questions based on what I just said, let me know. Otherwise, there's more tips that I can give you to really go further.
You know what? I would love that. I mean, just really point blank. I mean, I've been on the platform for a year. I've been on it for about 5 years, but actively on it for a year. And I've grown from like 300 connections to 7,500. And I'm trying to build quality connections. And I know a lot of my connections are HR managers who only come onto the platform once a week. So, they're not there every day. And so it's a real hit and miss opportunity. But I totally agree with you when it comes to the gratitude of giving and connecting with people. But I didn't understand that bit about the algorithm pushing my content out, because if I spent half an hour commenting, liking, and actually putting thoughtful comments together, which is what I always do, and I expect that back from the people who connect with me, I didn't realize how much that would influence my content when I put it out. So I appreciate that tip. I think that's a great one.
So I knew that on the first week I was on the platform. I called my brother-in-law and I was like, dude, my post becomes such a priority on other people's feed because I engaged like crazy.
Yeah.
And I had friends telling me, they're like, dude, you realize your following is through the roof? I was like, yeah, I don't know why. They're like, we think it's because you engage so much more than you post. So remember, when you post, you're only on your post. When you engage, you're literally exposing yourself to, your comments are literally exposing yourself to so many more people. I don't have 10,000 people looking at my post a day, but if I engage on 10 posts and 1,000 people each hit a post, I could literally have between 10,000 and 100,000 people see my comment over the course of the next few days.
Mm-hmm.
So my comment is literally another marketing tactic. It's another marketing approach.
I think is brilliant. And it's these little nuances that I'm picking up on from other leaders like you who understand the algorithms better that are going to be really helpful. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, totally. You're welcome. So now, are we short on time?
I've got as much time as you got. My kids
So,
are off to university and out of university, so I'm not worried about that at all.
so, um, okay. This is gonna seem like it's not counterintuitive, but it's like what people. It takes time to put the work in, right? You have to put the work in, um, but be strategic. You don't have to post every single day, but you do want to comment on every single comment on your post.
Oh yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
now, do you see how I engage on the comments on my post?
Yes, I do, and I know that the algorithm doesn't count. It doesn't care that it's you engaging. So if 20 people engage and
It
you
does. It
wanted
does.
that,
It does. It
but
does.
I didn't think it
I'll tell
counted
you why.
you.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. When you engage on my post, and Dave says, Sam, I really think that the existential state of existence before creation of the world was that the psychology of intellect was preceded the emotional integrity of existence, whatever. Then I write back to Dave. I'm like, Dave, thank you very much for really elaborating on the comprehensive substructure of existence from the matrix decomposition of the world, the way when you get back to your notifications, you come back to my post because of my comment back to you, you're staying on the platform longer.
Mhm.
The algorithm is going to reward me with a lot more exposure of my post to more of my connections. Let me get this straight to you because I don't know if I didn't say this, and I want you to get this straight. You have for conversation's sake, you have 1,000 connections. When you post right now, 1,000 connections don't see your post. It gets released first to 100. The algorithm tests the initial engagement levels, likes, comments. If there's good engagement, it gets released to more. Eventually, over a specific period of time, I don't know what. It also depends on international demographic cycle, whatever it is, to everyone, if you're lucky. I mean, if the work is put in and strategically aligned and whatever. If not, it could stop at 100, 200. Your traction could slow down because if there's not good engagement levels. Now, how do you make good engagement levels? When you comment back, now this takes work. This takes work. When you comment back on my comment on your post, and you're like, Sam, thank you very much. I really appreciate your comment. It was very thoughtful, and this, and it's just not like just a simple like or thank you.
Mhm.
Then the algorithm is going to reward your engagement on my comment on your post with more exposure of your content. So look at my engagement. Look at how I do that with other people. I internalize their message
Mhm.
and I give them back my understanding of their message and I thank them.
Yeah, I
You
follow a
can go
very
back. You can go back to my page. You can see that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I follow a very similar strategy. I always put together a very thoughtful, well-rounded, or at least I think it is,
Now, don't get
response.
me wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. It takes time. So that's why don't get burned out with trying to post every single day. Now, I'm going to tell you something that you do just for constructive criticism that it's not good for the algorithms. When you tag people, do you tag them in the post or in a comment?
I've tried with both, and I'm trying to understand where it works better.
The algorithm doesn't like when you do it in a post because it thinks that you're forcing engagement. They don't like that.
Good tip. Good to know.
So do it in the comments.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, second of all, I'm telling you stuff that I wouldn't tell other people because I realized that if I would tell other people, I would start charging them literally for like LinkedIn consultation fees. I'm serious. If you see people that you tag and they're not coming to you
Mm-hmm.
and you're consistently tagging them again and again and again,
Mm-hmm.
the algorithm is going to think you're a bot
Okay.
and it's going to penalize you for that. It's going to slow down your traction. I realize this from experience. If I keep on tagging people and they don't come, it hurts me.
Okay. So as a general rule, do you try not to tag then?
So I don't tag in my own posts, but I tag in other people's posts friends that I love, friends that tell me, you know what, I want more exposure. Whenever you're hitting other posts and you comment big comments and you think that I would enjoy that, tag me also, because I want also brand exposure through my comments.
Okay.
Now, the other thing I didn't tell you is right after I post, if my post is not getting a lot of engagement, I'm going to go to my feed and I'm going to start engaging like crazy. Because in that moment, I can bring all those people to my post.
And by engaging, you're always commenting. It's not just liking, it's always commenting.
No, I'm only commenting if it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, I'm not going to force a comment. Sometimes
Good.
I'll crack a joke.
Okay, good.
Sometimes I'll crack a joke. Like this lady had a post how she called her friend mommy, and she spoke about the alignment and about consciousness. So those 3 points were key in the video. So I made like a wacky sentence like, mommy, please align my consciousness. It was a funny statement, but it was actually covering the entire 2-minute video of what she was covering within that video. And then I was like, you rock, thank you, whatever. So engagement is key. If you're not going to be consistent about posting, the algorithm wants you to be consistent about engagement. Because engagement is literally you depositing in your bank account again and again and again. People come onto the platform, I love it. It's called a ghost post. They post, they drop it, they leave it, they come back later that night. The worst thing you can do is post and leave. When you post in a time that you know you can sit on your post for at least 20 minutes, half hour, because then you can engage right away on their comments. Because when you engage right away on those comments, like I told you a few minutes earlier, you're literally keeping those people on the platform longer. And the longer they stay on your post, the more LinkedIn is going to reward you for keeping people on the platform. Because remember, LinkedIn wants people to stay on the platform. That's how they make money. So the more you help them with their overall goal of keeping people on the platform, the more they will reward you with exposure of your content to more of your connections.
Okay. Makes sense.
Right. So now, I can literally keep you here for a few hours. I'm starting to get tired, so I'm not going to keep you much longer.
Hey, it's all good. You know what, Sam? It's these kind of honestly, God, this is why I love LinkedIn, is because it's not about me coming on and taking from you. I mean, I love the tips that you're sharing with me, and if it's okay with you, I mean, I've recorded this, you know that. If it's okay with you, I might use a little bit of it for content to share. But if you don't want me to, I won't as well.
No. Definitely do it. Definitely do it. But
Okay.
better not cut out stuff that don't say the word algorithm, because I don't want people to know that like.
Yeah. No. But
I see things a little past that, you know.
Yeah. No. I'll make sure it's good. And I'm not even 100% sure that I want to release it just yet, because I think what you've shared with me is really great stuff, and I want to internalize it and make sure that I fully comprehend it and it works. Is there
One of the best tips, don't worry about reciprocating. I'm not here for that. One of the best tips I can give you, this is one of the first few weeks I was on the platform. One of the influencers said this it was an influencer summit, and they said this, and it stuck with me till then. And since then, I've always stuck to this rule. People that don't know you will not give you more than a minute. People that know you will give you more than a minute. Keep your videos longer than a minute.
Keep them longer or keep them shorter?
I'm sorry, shorter.
Yes. And that's a tough one for me. I like to talk. So that's the hardest thing that I've found on creating a video is you start to ramble. It's really hard to be concise in a minute and just wrap it up. So that's a skill I'm working on.
So you don't have to wrap it up. You don't. This is what I tell you. Put a short thought and leave a question, and don't get caught up in I think or I or me. Keep it about the message, because once you start talking about yourself, you're gonna what's the word?
But as an influencer, don't you want to come across as having some sort of authority?
I don't think of myself as an influencer. I just ask questions. I'm just a curiosity machine sharing my journey of curiosity.
Okay.
I'm not. My authority is that I have no authority.
Okay. I just like
my power is sharing my humility.
I just like
literally talking with people instead of to them.
Yeah.
I talk to listen. I don't talk to be heard. There's a big difference.
No, I agree. I'm not always good at it, which is good to be pointed out. But yeah, I'm here to engage in conversation, and
Good. So
sometimes I add too
I'm
much color.
no. So look at my videos. Look how I just leave a thought. I don't say too much for the people to think that I'm trying to sell them something. But obviously, I don't say I say enough, and I also end up with a question enough to invite engagement.
Okay.
So they leave more perplexed and more wondering than they actually leave like informed.
Curiosity drives.
Yeah, and it's not curiosity that killed the cat, about your next door neighbor's bank account. It's curiosity about intellect, about creativity, about growth, about progress. So that's stuff that matter. Now,
Cool.
go to other people's posts and engage with second degree connections, or go to your feed and literally look for the small corner, left corner of the post, and look for where it says second degree, and literally leave a nice comment and say at the bottom of the comment, I enjoy your content. I look forward to connecting with you. Because every single content literally creates. I would rather connect your connection request if you engaged on my content. If you're just sending out a random connection, I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I don't know where you're from. I don't know where you're going to sell me another Bitcoin Ponzi scheme. I'm not.
Yeah.
So
No,
engage on people's
that's the
posts
warm handshake. I totally agree.
before. Yeah, yeah, totally do that. You could be so strategic about looking at, finding content and engaging accordingly.
Yeah, one of the things that I like to do is I like to go. So I do a little bit of a search on the audience that I'm trying to connect with, HR managers. So I'll go to their profile and I'll go into their activity feed and I'll find things that they've connected on. If it resonates with me, I'll just pick a comment. And sometimes it works, other times it doesn't. But I just try to leave something intelligent. I try not to be stocky about it. I'm just trying to find something, some common ground, and leave an intelligent comment. But at least I know the next time they go on the platform, they're going to see it. They'll know who I am.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you also want to you also want to stay uh you also want to stay loyal to the reality that um
Sorry, Sam,
back with you, then you learn it for next time. What?
you broke up. I didn't get that last bit.
Um that you what was I going to say? If if you're posting on other people's stuff and they don't engage back with you, take note of that, because don't do it consistently, because then you're talking to yourself and it doesn't look good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I wouldn't go back there unless they commented back and said something. Even just like I do. I take every opportunity to engage with people. I don't comment on birthdays and things like that in my news feed, but whenever somebody, say for example, gets a job promotion, if they're in my industry and they get a job promotion, I congratulate them and leave them a little note. And 9 times out of 10, they'll congratulate, or they'll in that engage with me back. But those are first degree connections. Those aren't second or third degree. So yeah, I've got to start working on the second degree connections more.
Yeah. So yeah. What else about what else about what else about engagement? Um, people got it the other way around. People think the content is a lot more than engagement. Engagement is literally the fuel of this platform. They don't engage enough. They engage whenever they come on, and
I love that
it's
statement. Engagement is the fuel of the platform. I love that.
or engagement is king and content is queen. Meaning,
No, that's excellent. I mean, it's a great metaphor. It's wonderful.
um, I want a dream house. It's the worst question to ask me is what I want. The worst. The worst question you can ask. What's your goal? What's your goal? That's the worst question you could ask somebody. Why? Because you're focusing on what they want. You're not focusing on what they're willing to do, what they're ready to do, what's practically within their reach, the realistic reach of what they could do. Don't tell me you want traction. Don't tell me you want to go viral. Tell me what you're willing to put in. People want all day long. Society sells you what you want so much that you forget. You don't focus on what is actually within your control to get to the possibility to even get to the impossible of what you want, which is now it's impossible. It eventually would become possible if you think about what you want. So don't tell me you want to go viral. Tell me how many comments you're willing to put in every single day. It doesn't have to be a set amount.
No, I
You
agree.
literally go to work every single day. You go to work every single day. You get a paycheck every single week, whatever it is. Your engagement is really the work you put in. The traction on your post is the work you get out.
Good. It's a good way of thinking of it. I hadn't thought of it that way, so I appreciate that worldview because
Nobody's going to tell you what I'm telling you because it's so counterintuitive. It's so counterproductive. But guess what? In business, you only create relationships if you talk, if you make conversations. And the comments are conversations, or they're conversation starters. You've seen how much I engage on the platform, and then you're like, you send me a connection. You're like, let's get on a Zoom call. You wouldn't reach out to me if I would just like your posts for the last 100 posts.
true.
So it's my presence on the platform. You're like, I want to talk to this guy.
Yeah, it's yeah.
So when people see how active you are on the platform, they're like, we want you. We want you as this. We want you as this. So it's literally in business. You know what it's like? I always say this. And I'm going to make a webinar soon about engagement. It's going to be free, but I'm going to totally use this example. You go to a party. If you come and you just like the content and like the post and like the comments, but you don't comment, it's like you're literally going to a party, a bunch of people there, and you just eat food, sushi, and you actually push people to the side. You're like, okay, I'm here for the sushi, for the food, whatever, for the ribs, for whatever. When you comment, you're literally shaking your hands with 5 people. So if you comment, oh, hi, thank you very much, that's like, okay, hi, thank you very much for seeing. If you're like, hi, thank you very much, my name is this is what I do, that's literally leaving a thoughtful comment. And people actually like, people that won't leave a comment, they will like your comment just because you said something that they wanted to say, but that's like people actually in the crowd that they'll hear what you're saying. They're not as vocal as you. They're not as communicatively expressive as you.
Yeah, no,
But
that's
but
great.
but that's your voice. That's your unique. Guess what? It's not easy. It takes time to get out of your shell. But you know what? This is a skill for life, not just for LinkedIn. When you go to a party, the physical party, when you go to a physical networking event, hi, my name is Dave. Hi, my name is Dave Buzanko. You're a coach? Are you a coach?
Yes.
Dave, you're a coach. What type of coach?
There's a list. I'm a triathlon coach. I'm a spinning instructor. I'm a wellness coach. I also do public speaking, and I've been in sales for 30 years. So coaching is part of what I do.
So you're a coach for my muscles. By the way, it's important you sell yourself that way.
Yeah, you know what?
Don't tell me your achievements. Don't tell me what you are. Tell me what you are for me. That's another whole discussion.
Honestly, the discussion that I have with people is I always tell people I help people change. I help people change their worldview. You know, that's my gift.
You help people strengthen their muscles or grow their muscles.
You know what? It's kind of a funny situation, but as I'm talking to you right now, you know, I've gone through for the last 12 years. You went through change. I went through change. And I've just tried to figure out what the hell happened and how that was able to be possible in my life. And so now when people come to me, I have, when I do speaking engagements, I have more conversations out in the hallways afterwards because people just come up and they want to know more and more and more about how I was able to change the way that I did things. And I hate coming across as that person who's always talking all the time. And it comes very naturally, and I don't shut up. So, these are one of the things that I'm trying to step back from, is being somebody who talks at people and somebody who engages people in conversation so they can tell me what they're doing, and maybe I can give them some pointers and point them in one direction or another.
So, what month were you born in?
What month? November.
November. You're a Scorpio
Sagittarius. Sagittarius.
Oh wow. Wow. So you like having me in common?
Pardon me?
I said you like having something in common with me.
Oh, are you Sagittarius as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same sort of journey, same sort of personality. We are what we are.
I'm fire. I don't know. I'm fire. I'm just all over the place.
Yeah, I wish I could focus on one thing. I just have so many different passions that go in so many different directions. I wish I could focus on one thing. And if you sat here and wanted to talk about macronutrients, I could have talked that for 3 hours. If you want to talk about training bikes, I could talk to that for 3 hours. If you want to talk about mental health.
It's the blessing. It's the blessing of our month that we have a stream of consciousness at the tip of our tongue.
Yeah. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge focusing on one thing.
It's the greatest blessing.
So you know what? In my world, I've done a big rebrand in the last 2 weeks, where I've had to let go of a brand I used to call HeartFit 365, which was the brand that I stood behind for the last 6 years. And that was all about just investing 365 days. You're doing something positive for yourself every single day. You're creating a vision and identity for yourself. And that was, the proof was in the pudding. But I confused people. It was really, really tough because people didn't know if I was a triathlon coach. They didn't know if I was a spin instructor. They didn't know if I was a motivational speaker. Nobody could kind of put their finger on it. And so I had to step back and do a lot of rebranding.
I had this conversation with a fellow Sagittarius female connection of mine. She lives in Europe, and I spoke to her for over an hour. Right, it was so easy for us to overdose. Right.
Yep.
We overdose easily. I'll ask somebody, how long do we have on a call, and then it could literally be a lot longer than if they tell me, no, I don't want to have time, and then I'll get them to such a space that we're like, well, I gotta go. I don't know. They'll say they have another phone call, but really they have to go either go to the bathroom or eat dinner. I don't know, whatever. But it's so easy for us to overdose because we're fired. We're extreme, and we unless we don't place a limit, there's no limit.
No.
So, and she surprised me because I was like, she looks like she's 20, and I was like, you're so much younger than me, and I look up to you because your awareness is just all over the place. It's so transcendental, and it's true. She's like, no, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 32. She's like, I'm 32 also. I'm like, whoa, we're so aligned in our sages and out, and it was really, and it was funny because she told me like earlier in the morning she actually prayed, and the prayer she made was like, God, please, I think I need a mentor or something or someone. And then a few hours later, I dropped a really big recommendation on her profile, and she's like, "Wow, you described me so well, and it's so hard for me to describe myself because we're very versatile personalities."
No, I agree.
We're very resilient. We're very adaptable. So, like right now, I'm sure so many of what I told you, it's going to be implemented the next time you're on the platform.
Yep.
We're so quick to action. It's like we fail faster than we reflect.
Very true.
And so the fascinating thing is that like we don't like putting ourselves in a box of like, okay, I'm this. No, I'm not that. I'll help you with that, but I'm so much more.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's hard to pick one lane.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to. We have to sell ourselves. We don't want to sell ourselves. We have to sell. Whatever the case is, If I would leave, if I would, it's not if now, right now, it's like already when. When I were to leave you a recommendation on your profile, I'd be literally talking to myself.
Yeah, I think the
I
feeling
would be
is
buying.
mutual.
But dude, it's all about relationships. We love people. When we're extroverted, we're like the most extroverted that can be. When we're introverted, nobody could tell that we could be extroverted. When we're introverted, we're as focused as we're extremists. When we focus, we're so hyper focused, we're unbeatable, literally unstoppable. That's how you know whatever you know, because you're thorough. You're a thorough individual. You're comprehensive. You dive deep. You dig in. And you're curious about curiosity, not curious about bullshit. But the good thing is about the curiosity we have as Sagittarius is that we put that humility into a post, and we literally ask people, I want to know what you're going through right now. I want to know what your perspective is on this. I want to know what your experience is on this.
Mm-hmm.
I literally share my journey in my posts. You know what? Most people are just, okay, here's a sales tip. So their post is literally a separation between their own personal journey and their interaction with people. And that's a problem, because it's literally a facade. It's a filter. It's a veneer. It's a veil. And people don't want that. People want you. They don't want what you're selling them before you give them you. So give them you and your content.
Yep.
Don't give them content. Give them you.
Yep, well, that's what I'm trying to do, and that's why I'm connecting with you. Is I look at the content you put out, and I'm asking myself, it's simple. Is it because you're walking around the neighborhood? Is it the background? Is it what you're actually saying? You know, I'm trying to sort it out. I do love the
Good. So
analogy.
as a Sagittarius, I love walking because it really engages my subconscious. Not that I can't do what I'm doing now with you, but like it's so much easier for me to put my ego on the side
Mhm.
when I'm walking and just flow with the message and just get it out there and do it within under a minute and just boom. Otherwise, then I just get caught up in myself and I'm like, well, what? I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. I mean, just me as me as in my experience. You could be different. No problem. Like the problem is, if I were to be sitting, I would take my time, stretch it out, and I would literally talk for 5 minutes. And when people have ADD and I literally need to give them a message with a question within under a minute, you know.
Yep, no, I agree.
But I'm here on I'm on the platform for relationships. I'm on the platform for relationships. I know people on the platform are here for revenue, but
Yeah, you know what?
Dave, I had this conversation with a really big influencer. I'm not going to tell you her name. She engages like me or even more. But she told me one thing. She's like, Sam, I'll never forget what got me to where I am now, and that's my engagement. And I'll never give that up. No matter how much I have over 80,000 now, whenever I get to a lot more, engagement is key. So don't give up on the things that get you to where you got, because that's like, being a hypocrite.
Yep.
So a lot of these influencers, they get to a certain followers or whatever follow, and then they stop engaging with people, and then it becomes more revenue than the personalized engagement, the approachability, and that's bad.
Sure, I'm just making a note here.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, I do, and it's funny that you say that because I mean, all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find my place. You know, wherever that place is, I don't know whether it's right now. It's just about giving and trying to be the voice, because I know a lot of people feel uncomfortable sharing their story, and a lot of people feel uncomfortable sharing their struggles. And I feel like if I can share with them what I'm going through, maybe that'll make it easier for them, and somehow the world's going to be this better place. I mean, I've always openly shared my vision, which is that I have this idea that at one point every parent will be able to have informed and intelligent conversations with their kids around the kitchen table about diet, exercise, and mental health. I think those three things are three of the biggest drivers that are going to cause problems or could create great leaders. And, you know, for me to be able to talk to other parents, people in their 40s and 50s who've got young kids, if I can inspire them to have a better conversation, if I can inspire them to think just a little bit differently about how they're handling a certain situation. And if I can do that through a conversation with somebody much more intelligently than me, I think that's fantastic value to be leaving on the platform. I actually despise when I get short little 2 or 3 word comments, because to me that was just somebody's fooling around. It wasn't even going to get it wasn't engagement. It wasn't meaningful.
All right. So do you want to get into a group that I have?
Well, sure.
The commitment is like there's 2 types of groups. One is that like you need to commit to hitting the posts of the last 12 hours. And hitting means like if it resonates, you leave a comment. If it doesn't resonate, you just like.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously you'll get different faces, whatever. They'll hit your stuff. The other group is, how often do you post?
I post once a day. Oh, well, Monday to Friday, every morning.
The other group is, it's an 8 a.m. group. You're in Toronto?
Mm-hmm.
I should meet you up with a friend of mine.
Are you? You're not in Toronto. You're in Miami, aren't you?
No, I'm in Miami, but a friend of mine just got LinkedIn Live.
Is it Bobby?
No, somebody else.
Okay.
And I should meet him with you, because maybe you guys could do some physical video collaborations.
Yeah, I'm trying to hook up. There's a LinkedIn Live group in Toronto meeting up on the 22nd of July.
LinkedIn Live is your video is aired live on the platform.
Yeah. No, but no, I meant one of their live hookups. I thought that's what you were talking about. I've applied for LinkedIn Live. Haven't got it yet, but
right. So he already has it, and I want you to pick up your brand. So if you would collaborate with him, it would literally pick up your
sure.
your following, your exposure.
Sure, absolutely.
I'll definitely reach out to him and tell him to check out your profile and see what he says.
Yeah.
Other than that, so I have an 8 a.m. group. Now the 8 a.m. group is like literally between 5 and 10 people. You drop your post. You engage on their stuff, but thorough engagement. Now they comment on your stuff thorough, not like great posts, but more like great posts. I really think that the dynamics of micronutrients versus micronutrients is something that's not discussed enough on the tables, and we should be more whatever. And the zinc, the magnesium, the ratios between potassium and sodium, and the magnesium gets depleted when we eat Tylenol, whatever. That brings you a lot more initial engagement right when you post, and that's very important. But you have a 20-minute window. You engage on their post, they engage on yours. That gets your initial traction for your post. And the good thing about that is that you only engage on that in that group within 20 minutes. Whoever drops, whoever doesn't. If you don't post that day, you still need to commit to engaging on their posts, just as the commitment for that day. So if you post, you post. If you don't post, you still engage. But you know that there's a 20-minute window. But all the other group is just throughout the day. Just make sure that before you post, you go back 12 hours and you like or comment on the posts that are there. And I mean, that's it. Either of those groups. But there's rules on both of those groups. If you want me to send you the rules before my admin looks into vetting you, let me know.
That would be good. My challenge with that is I work out every morning. So I can't guarantee that at 8 a.m. I'll be back to comment on posts. So I think the second group where I have a 12-hour window might be more appropriate.
Okay, so do you have Telegram?
Do I have Telegram? No, I do not.
That's like WhatsApp. Just download it, and once you get in, I'll send you the rules. If you accept, I'll get you into the group.
Okay, sounds good. All right. This was awesome, Sam. I really appreciate it.
What else?
I think.
What else? How else could I help you?
I don't know at this point what more I can ask for. I mean, you've given me a lot of really key insights, things that I didn't realize, which is why I enjoy these meetings. I feel like it's sort of
Dave, the engagement is key. People don't realize it because it's counterintuitive. All the platforms, you post, the possibility of you going viral is obviously less than, God forbid, getting hit by a bus. But people just posting like, "Oh, my post is gonna go viral." That's not how it works here. You put in your video, you put the link in, and your post literally gets exposed to a lot more people.
Does the algorithm determine or distinguish that it's the same group of people commenting on the same group of people all the time?
Yes, they do. They do. They see the same group of people. So what you want to do is, like, you could send me your post personally, not on the platform. Don't ever, Dave, don't send anybody on your platform your post in a direct message.
Don't ever send anybody a post in a direct message on the platform?
Yours.
So don't direct message anybody.
On the platform, your post.
Why?
Because the algorithm sees that, and it hurts the engagement. It hurts your metrics.
Okay, so what I do, I'm going to tell you what I do. Every day, about 30 people engage with me on average. About 30 people connect with me, and I send them a link to the daily post. So you think that's hurting me? Oh.
Because the algorithm knows where they come from. They know if they came from their feed, or from a DM. And they're like, "Oh, it's from a DM. It looks like you're trying to force engagement." The algorithm doesn't like forced engagement. That's a fake like. It's not a real like. I'm telling you stuff that I learned. I'm not trying to.
No, I appreciate again, these are insights. I wish there was a resource I could go to.
We're the best. We're the best at taking. We're the best at taking criticism.
Yeah.
But yeah. I learned this stuff myself. If stop the recording, I'll tell you more stuff.
Okay, hold on.